Hello, my name is Kenneth Brown. I am the founder and chief executive officer of the Vehicle Occupancy Detection Corporation. As we all know from personal experience, being stuck in traffic every day is irritating, especially since the promise of reducing congestion by devoting lanes to high occupancy toll lanes has not been successful. Due to the lack of reliable vehicle occupancy detection technology and an absence of effective enforcement, the majority of drivers using HOT lanes are violators, ruining it for carpoolers, robbing the states of much-needed revenue, and irritating the rest of us. We can no longer build our way out of congestion. We need technology. Researchers have been looking for a solution for the past 30 years. That solution now exists. Vehicle Occupancy Detection Corporation has the only patent-pending technology that can identify and count the number of human occupants in moving vehicles. Detection is possible through automotive glass, including tinted surfaces. VODC's technology can discriminate humans from pets, dolls, and photographs, and operates effectively in all types of weather and lighting conditions, including complete darkness. Recent regulatory changes significantly reduced revenues from historical sources. The Highway Trust Fund that was established in 1956 went bankrupt in August of 2014. The excise gas tax that has been in effect since 1919 expires in September of 2014. We no longer have the funds to support our infrastructure. President Obama, however, just lifted a 56-year ban that now gives states the right to charge tolls on all highways. This is a technology whose time has come. However, the advantages of our technology don't stop there. In addition to identifying people through automotive glass in all types of weather without the use of visible light, we have the ability to provide actionable intelligence to our police, our military, Homeland Security, and to our intelligence agencies, from tracking persons of interest internationally to assisting in the search for and safe recovery of abducted children, as well as multiple applications in the private sector. Cisco Systems CEO John Chambers found our technology so disruptive that he featured our company in his opening address at Oracle OpenWorld, the largest technology conference in the world on new technologies, as his example of the future of computing.
From semantic tagging going down to adding a database triplet to an individual video frame. So indexing an individual video frame so we can run an application.
So this is an example in London, if I'm recognizing it right?
That's right. This camera right here, this is a special multi-band infrared camera from a company called Vehicle Occupancy. And this camera gives us the ability to actually see into cars so you can see how many people are in the car. So in this case, let me go ahead and just play this at a stop frame rate. We can measure the number of people that are in a given car. Using machine vision, we can read the license plate. We can correlate that information to whether or not they have a transponder, and then we can decide whether we want to charge them a toll. And we can do that on a frame-by-frame basis. So we're down to actually tagging individual frames of video. This is the kind of applications that when you tie them together, for example, with traffic sensors. So here's London, they've got the Olympics coming up.
And we're the proud infrastructure provider.
That's right. As a matter of fact, we provide a lot of that video capability and infrastructure. They've got video cameras, traffic sensors, they're looking at license plate, they're reading. This is the kind of big data problem we've been hearing about at the conference this week, that only Cisco's UCS technology, eliminating those bottlenecks of memory and bandwidth, that really are needed to apply to this kind of application.
And that's what Larry talked a little bit on Sunday night too, in terms of big data. So what you're really saying, Jim, is that it's an architectural play where you tie together the pieces. This is a smart connected community. You just used the example of safety and security and traffic flow.
That's right.
The same thing can apply to education or other things.
Now, John, we've brought with us an architectural diagram just to show the complexity here of being able to pull these all together, because it's not just the high performance, but you need to be able to do that with the security and the mobility and the video capabilities that we can bring all together through Cisco technology.
Jim, well done. I got it. Thank you very much. And everything worked, which is very important.
Great. Thank you, John.
The heart of our technology is based on the fact that different shortwave infrared wavelengths reflect off a human being's iron-rich red blood cells at different rates. By illuminating the car with these wavelengths, taking two photos at specific wavelengths, then superimposing one image onto the other, our system is able to discriminate humans from pets, dummies, and photos in all types of weather and without the use of visible light, regardless of whether their face is partially obscured, hooded, reclining, or mostly covered with hair, looking sideways, young or old, in the front or the back seats, which is why Professor Macaulay, chair of Cal Poly's Transportation Electronics Lab, called our technology the Holy Grail of detection, as it has defied researchers in the field for over 30 years. Every few years, another company comes out with a prototype vehicle occupancy detection technology, but none have made it to market. Honeywell patented a process 12 years ago, but never came to market. NEC introduced their new technology last year, one that we tried and discarded 7 years ago, but they've never come to market. And most recently, Xerox has introduced a product that credible sources inside Xerox tell us does not do what they claim it can do. VODC has the opportunity to establish a strong initial market position, one that may remain without successful competition for many years to come. We are currently in negotiations with the Alameda County Transportation Commission to install our equipment on Interstate 680, and Caltrans has stated a need for 4,000 units. Our pricing strategy is based conceptually on the red light camera industry, which we consider to be the closest application to automated detection technology to ours. The lowest bids to install red light cameras in 3 counties in the Bay Area ranged from $6,500 to $8,700 per unit per month, for a total price ranging from $637,000 to $725,000 per camera. Although we found these numbers to be extravagantly high, those were the low bids in a very competitive space selling a very low-tech system. Given that our technology is a single-source, patent-pending technology for which there is no competition, our strategy is to lease our cameras for $6,500 per month for a total price of $702,000. Considering the total cost to build and install one of our units is roughly $100,000, this means that our gross profit is just over $600,000 per unit. We have not only received confirmation from a potential municipal client that this is a reasonable price, but we have multiple leasing companies that are willing to give us $200,000 per unit up front as soon as we sign a lease. Given our $100,000 installed cost, we will be revenue positive after we lease our first few units. However, we believe we can do better than that. How much better will depend on management, which is why our incoming CEO is Alan Allegretto. Alan's 40-year career has focused on businesses that deliver design-build, turnkey infrastructure programs utilizing complex integrated technologies with individual programs valued at up to $2.5 billion. Alan is the former group president for Xerox's commercial and state government transportation, where he managed a design-build team of over 2,000 employees. Alan has extensive experience in building world-class organizations from the ground up. He was hired to lead TransCore's electronic toll collection business when the company was positioning to issue an IPO and eventually was fully acquired. Both companies are widely viewed as being at the top of their field in the global intelligent transportation system service provider community. The numbers you've been looking at are based on VODC leasing its equipment for $6,500 per unit per month. Our goal, however, is not to lease our equipment, but to install our equipment free of charge and risk-free on a shared revenue basis. VODC would install and maintain the units at no cost. Agencies and operators would operate the units under their business rules and collect the revenue, while VODC would receive a commission on the revenues. This approach will guarantee risk-free revenues to our customers while enabling us to deploy units more quickly, and we could start that almost immediately. Let's take a look at how this might work. In Alameda County, studies show that 66% of the drivers in HOT lanes are violators, and that roughly 3,000 drivers are toll-paying drivers, for a rough total of 9,000 drivers per day, with most violations occurring during peak hours when the average toll is $3.84 per trip. The county is currently collecting $11,500 per day, but with automated vehicle occupancy detection technology, the county could collect as much as $34,000 per day. By installing our equipment for free and earning a commission of just 10% of the revenue generated solely by our technology, we make the county an additional $23,000 per day. And our 10% commission means that our projected monthly income goes from $6,500 per unit per month, with a net profit of over $600,000 over the next 9 years, to over $600,000 per year with no end date. Assuming we lease just 20 cameras in 2015, representing 20 miles of roads, VODC would have an EBITDA of $4 million. Using a conservative figure of 10 times EBITDA, the company will have a value of $40 million. This represents a very significant return to our shareholders. With VODC's first order, the company is in the black. The financial significance of such minimal market penetration shows the incredible upside of this company. The only patent-pending vehicle occupancy detection system that provides some of the funds to repair our crumbling infrastructure. The financials in these slides are based on leasing our equipment for $6,500 per month. In the case of Alameda, on a shared revenue basis, our income over the first 9 years would be 10 times those projections. California alone has 2,700 miles of lanes being converted to toll lanes and has already stated a need for 4,000 units. And now that all states can charge tolls, every state will eventually have toll roads, and that's in addition to the 5,000 miles of private toll roads already located throughout the United States. International markets have even greater traffic problems, and they're calling us as well. And that's just the application of our technology in this $52 billion a year transportation sector. Other significant applications of our technology are in the police, military, homeland security, and intelligence sectors. Our beachhead strategy is to lease our equipment to transportation agencies and private toll road operators to help them solve their immediate problems that is collectively costing them billions of dollars per year by not automating vehicle occupancy detection. Our go-to-market plan is to target sales activities initially on managed toll lanes and border crossing opportunities, with our long-term plan to bring on other technologies and other vertical markets to broaden our solution offerings. Over the next 12 to 18 months, our plan is to hire additional engineers and subject matter expertise to support business development and project execution, hire commission-based quota-driven sales resources, establish business processes for cost control, contract management, program management, bidding and delivery, and to keep our leadership and overhead base lean and mean. On behalf of the entire VODC team, thank you for taking the time to review this partnership and investment opportunity. I would like to end by making the point that John Chambers made at the conclusion of his opening address at Oracle Open World.
It's all about capturing market transitions. Those companies who capture the transitions are able to convert that into the technology, then have the technology in a way you can convert it to allow your customers to achieve their goals in this rapidly innovating world. Will determine who the survivors are and who get left behind.